Architecture often embodies more than what meets the eye. It tells a story, combining the surrounding nature with an intentional design, intended to transport whoever enters into the perspective of the architect. I think that's why I was so drawn to this home. It's not something we see every day, simply because it consists of a unique combination of qualities and features within a home which is rare to come by. Malibu's iconic coastline on a guard-gated street, and its distance to the ocean is just right, where it's not too close and certainly not too far either, making you feel like you're freely floating above the Pacific. But above it all, the architect took this project very personally, embedding his passion for woodworking, craftsmanship, and the art of building to create something truly special. And that's why, for this week's episode, we're bringing you to Malibu, California. Welcome to Malibu Cove Colony. This beautiful gated neighborhood is located right on the Pacific Ocean. We have some amazing homes right behind us, and today we are showcasing this stunning property. Now, this home is really unique, different. Its architecture, finishes, details, the way it's curated, it packs so much passion, and the experience of living here and being able to enjoy the outdoors is really special, and that's why we picked it for this week's episode. Now, we're currently on the street level. To my right, we have the two-car garage, and the property consists of 2 levels. In fact, the space that is right above us is the second floor family room. You can see how it's glass enclosed, all those extending out beams, and the architecture of this property is really unique. Between the curved beams, all the different materials used throughout, and the millwork inside is something to be admired. Now we have the stone floors taking us all the way to the front door. You can see the stacked stone element that we're gonna see throughout the property, and these beams create a little bit of protection and provide shade for the entry of this home. You have some nice landscaping. To my left, there's also a really nice courtyard area that is located on the lower level that we will see later. And then we have the front door here with this glass enclosure surround. Let's go inside. The same design elements that we saw in the exterior is also brought to the interior with this frosted glass framed opening, beautiful front door. I love how we have all these inlaid sections, your aged hardware, brass hinges, and the same stacked stone that we saw in the exterior is also brought to the interior to create that continuity. But I love how they have this beautiful wood inlay design where they have the metal framing in between the stacked stone. I mean, who does that? Such a quirky detail.
It's a really cool detail. I also like on the front door how it gives the appearance that the door is really small because of the glass on the top, but then you walk through, it opens the whole thing, and you just have the massive view of the ocean.
Absolutely. I mean, this is such an exciting warm entry. I love that they also continue the same stone, and when you walk in, you can hear the ocean. It's exciting, and we're gonna do our best to cover every single detail. Now, over on this side, we have the door opening up to the 2-car garage that we mentioned earlier. You have a small storage closet here, but I actually want to go back to the entry because I want to cover some of the woodworking details that we're going to see throughout the home. This is your staircase that goes down to the lower level. In fact, you're getting a little peek of the beautiful open shelving design here, but look at some of the details, the finger joints, how they have this beautiful fabrication with metal. And coming to this side, more finger joints. And Cody, let's get a close up. I love how they screwed the wood beams to the beam that's below, but they also have beautiful caps to cover them up. That way you just get that wood organic touch. And just overall craftsmanship in this house is incredible. Again, I'm beyond excited. Now let's cover the main staircase. I love that it's open riser. Look at the center sections where we have the support, and that is layers of wood stacked on top of each other to create a beautiful contrast. In fact, they continue the same detail on this side. Then you have your metal railing design with all these wood and metal dowels. I mean, it's mid-century, it's modern, it's clever, and this is a really nice wide opening that takes you to the landing of the main floor. As soon as you walk in, the first thing you see and hear is the Pacific Ocean. I mean, look at the opening here. This beautiful wavy roof design, all the wood tones, textures, colors, and the fact that you can just hear the ocean. It's a sensational experience to be here on this level. Now, before we continue, let's get the specs out of the way. We have 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, 4,090 square feet of interior space, and this property is on the market as a short-term rental with an asking price of $80,000 a month, and it is also an off-market listing with an asking price of $15,995,000. I want to give big thanks to the listing agents, Alina Khayrullina and Chris Cortazzo, for making this tour possible. We're beyond excited to be here.
Ennis, if I'm not mistaken, this is probably one of the cheapest listings we've shot this year.
Yes.
Wow.
Which is kind of crazy. I mean, it's still $16 million, but we just felt like this was such a unique property between the location, the architecture, the finishes, the details, so much to cover and so much to learn from.
There's a lot of value in this house.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. In fact, let's welcome everybody to this open, welcoming living room. The furnishings in this house are very intentionally curated. Between the comfortable couch here, your sofa, the lounging bed, coffee table, all the way to the accessories, it really complements the mid-century feel and aesthetic of this home. And then on the other side, we have this beautiful stacked stone wall, gas fireplace, stone mantle, and I also really like how they incorporated these recessing shelves and brought the wood element to this stacked stone section. In fact, this is a pattern throughout the home. They've used different materials and installed them in a way that they're merged in between each other, which is such a cool detail, and that's why I feel like this tour is going to be way longer given the size of the home, because we're going to try to cover every single bit of it.
Definitely, and I think the architect did a really good job at merging also the energies and the environments in this home. You have that stone mantle fireplace that gives you the energy of almost being in a log cabin, yet that's juxtaposed being over the Pacific Ocean.
Absolutely. In fact, the other lovely aspect of this space is the fact that it is about 10 feet away from your floating balcony, and that is the Pacific Ocean. I mean, it's incredible. The sound, the feel. And since we're so close to the ocean, when you walk out, this is all you see. I mean, look at my backdrop. When I think of Malibu, a dream home by the beach, floating above the ocean, this is that type of home that I picture. And the fact that we're in one right now and experiencing the outdoors like this, I mean, look at the view all the way to Point Dume. This is spectacular, it's sensational, it's very immersive. I feel like you'll never run out of creativity when you live in a space like this, because nature is here to entertain you.
100%. And Malibu in and of itself is just such a vibrant and like creative community too. We've shot homes all over Malibu, from Point Dume to the waterfront to the hills. Every home is so different and creative. I think that's just what makes this community super special.
And not to mention, you're in this gated community. It's a private street. You have access to the beach. You have incredible modern and architectural homes next to you. It's a vibe to live here.
It really is.
Without a doubt. All right, Cody, why don't we walk back in, and obviously we'll talk more about the beach later and continue with the architectural details. This roof resembles a wave, and I just love how it's also wood clad, so you continue with that warmth. And if that wasn't enough, they've also placed these massive windows to bring natural light. Look at the beam that's right in the center with all these additional beams on top, and this kind of openings and intentional cutouts are throughout the property, whether it's from the closets, water closets. That way, from every single angle, you either get additional natural light or you get to see the ocean. And again, we're going to show those details later. Now, I want to welcome everybody to the formal dining room, which is this really warm, inviting space. You have your solid wood table, your comfortable seating, and I love the fact that the entire corner opens up, including the corner itself. That way you can just enjoy the ocean and really enjoy this incredible space. And to complement the dining area and to create the flow from the kitchen, they've also extended out the built-ins here. And I have to say, I love carpentry, I love cabinetry and details, something about woodworking and something about craftsmanship that really speaks out to me, and that's why I'm in love with this house. I feel like so many carpenters spent months here fabricating, creating all these details. In fact, look at the open shelving for the kitchen, the angles, the cuts, the floating shelves, the recessed in sections for LED lighting, and how you have different proportions, different angles, and different veins of wood coming together. It's chef's kiss. Then you have your wooden countertops. The cabinetry here is super cool, and check this out. They also have very quirky details. Your oven is nicely tucked in. The mid-century feel of this home is so exhilarating, so exciting. Look at the cover plates. They're all brass, and of course, since we are by the ocean, they're aged a little bit, but it's that beautiful character and patina. Your gas cooktop with a grill, your vent, and since they committed this angular open shelving design, they also custom fabricated the vent out of copper, and the stack goes all the way through the skylight. So you're getting additional natural light there. And also, these open shelves feature these stained glass panels on the back, both for additional natural light and color. It just kind of warms up the space. And Cody, let's get a close up. Look at the backsplash detail here. This aged copper. I mean, it's little details like this that I love. They also use the copper here as well. Your countertops, let's see. They also have this stone recessed in section here. There's also a small opening that way. The natural light that comes from the skylight and from the kitchen goes down to the lower level. And let's see.
Another one. So cool.
So cool. So cool. People are gonna be like, here we go again. They're losing their mind, about another home.
This was in no way some sort of just white box spec home. This has character, there's history, there's charm. Like, I'm genuinely so excited about this home.
So many craftsmen spend so many hours handcrafting these little details, making sure every joinery, every corner is just executed to perfection. I mean, look at these handles for the paneled fridge, the handles within the cabinetry. Then you have the rest of the built-ins here and your farmhouse sink. And I just love how they left this section open. You get to see the skylight by the foyer, and you still get to enjoy the ocean. Such a cool space. All right, Cody, why don't we take everybody this way? In fact, let's point towards the foyer one more time. We also have additional skylights here. That's your front door, and this wall has a nice contour to it with additional recessed in sections, plants. I mean, so warm, so charming. And over on this side, we have the built-ins wrap around this section, and these are the built-ins from the living room. And I just love the angles, the recessed in sections, the lighting. In fact, I don't know, Cody, if you can see it, that section is a little bit open.
Yeah.
So if I'm guessing correctly, that was actually designed that way to place glass panels so you can allow natural light to go in there, but also seal off the bedroom. Because over on this side, we have the first bedroom suite on this level. I just wanted to point that detail out. Now let's go in. To me, what really stands out about these bedroom suites are the layouts, how different sections and spaces are connected to each other. In fact, as you can see, the back wall section is all open. You can see the bathroom all the way to the closet, and that way you can hear the ocean and even see the ocean from all these spaces. Now, welcome to the bedroom suite itself, where we have a queen-size bed with a pop-up TV. I love the built-in back section with these floating shelves, wall sconces. We have all these windows bringing natural light, this cantilevering beam, beautiful curved roof line. I mean, the details are just so cool. You have your built-in cabinetry here. This is all cypress wood, and it's also vein matched, and it's such pain to get your cabinetry right and get all these veins to match each other. And then you have your brass hardware, and over on this side, another fireplace. But in this room, they take the stacked stone approach one step further, and they've also continued it on the floors and merged it with all the hardwood floors. This is such a fun detail. Execution looks great. And again, all these different textures, materials coming together. This is a stunning bedroom. Now, obviously, this property is all about the ocean, and most of the rooms are ocean facing, and that's why I want to quickly take everybody outside so we can keep experiencing the Pacific Ocean. The balcony, the waves, Point Dume. This is great. Just spending a weekend here or simply starting your day, opening up your sliding glass doors and walking out to this balcony with a coffee in your hand, what else do you need in life?
Honestly, not a whole lot. I really like how the balcony is open to both this bedroom and the living space next to it. So when you are having friends over, you're having an event, there's plenty of space for people to go out and enjoy the views.
Without a doubt, I feel like this level pushes you to go to outdoors, and it's nice that you have a good sized balcony so everybody can enjoy the views and just be outside and enjoy this incredible weather. Lovely. All right, now let's step back into the room so we can continue our tour, because behind this bed, we have the bathroom. Look at this space for a second. The millwork, cabinetry, built-ins. I love how the vanity features the same cypress wood, but they layered this stone top with 2 glass sinks, your recessed mirror, and you have these light boxes to light your face up as you're looking at yourself in the mirror. And then on the other side, we have the built-in tub. That is jetted, but I just love how they wrap the tub with this beautiful millwork. You have your fixtures here, same stained glass panels are also on this side. Your skylight is bringing natural light. And look at this walk-in shower. It is actually glass framed throughout, even the ceiling, so that way you can actually run the steam, properly steam the shower. And they've designed it this way so that it's not going up all the way to the skylight, which makes a lot of sense.
It's kind of like a little Fifth Avenue Apple store.
Literally, I was just gonna say that. I love that. And also how cool that they have the fixture attached to the glass. That's not something we see every day.
I didn't realize that. That's actually really cool.
Really cool. And they also have a little door here opening up to your shelving, so you can have your towels.
So you don't get it wetter. Smart.
Yes.
This is,
Cody did not see this one coming.
I noticed the doors earlier, but I was like, maybe just for fresh air or anything? Smart.
This house is way too clever. Like the details, I just love it. Now, let's go up. Cody, you're coming up with me to the closet. And we've been talking about this house and its mid-century design. And this is such a quirky, fun, cool closet. It gets tremendous natural light, as you can see on my face, and you have open shelving. Even the shag carpet just adds up to the character. I just think this house is so fun.
It really is.
And it's like, it takes the utility of a house, but it makes it way more fun. It's like you still have your roof, it still functions as a house, but it just makes it interesting, different. Now behind this door, we have the water closet. Cody, can we get a close up? You have a nice vent opening here, okay? You have a nice vent opening there, but even better, when you walk in, you have the toilet here, right? All wood clad. You also have a glass opening here. That way, from that powder room that we're gonna see in a second, you can see the ocean.
Very cool.
I love that. I love attention to detail like this, where they looked at every single wall, every single corner, and they're like, let's maximize it.
Definitely.
Now I want to take a quick break from our tour and thank Odoo for sponsoring today's video. As many of you know, building and running a business is not easy. Between day-to-day operations, managing sales, accounting, websites, and everything else, it can be overwhelming. That's where Odoo comes in, which is an all-in-one solution to manage every facet of your business. Let's say I want to build a website. You can use Odoo's website builder that allows you to create a professional website in just a few clicks. Simply answer a few prompts about your business, pick a color palette, decide on what you want to focus on, select the theme, and customize it to fit your needs. It's that easy. You can see I created an events site for the movie premieres we've been hosting for our documentary style episodes, and it took just a few minutes. The best part, your first Odoo application is completely free for life. That includes unlimited hosting, support, and even a custom domain name for 1 year. So whether you're launching a new brand or upgrading your existing business, Odoo has you covered. Check out the link in the description to learn more about their incredible tools. And again, big thanks to Odoo for sponsoring this video. And now, let's get back to our tour. All right, Cody, follow me this way. Now we are at the landing of this section where we have the living room to our right and the staircase here. First, let's cover actually the railing details. We saw it on the other side, and these are both wood and metal dowels.
Now, I'm not sure exactly like the purpose of a dowel or the like actual definition. So
Gotcha.
Give me a little clarity.
So basically, you use a dowel to fill a hole or an opening to connect materials together. Meaning, if you wanted to join two pieces of wood together, you can drill a hole, insert a dowel there with some glue, and then you can cut the dowel. That way you can get that finished. That way you're not introducing screws or different materials within the species.
I see.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, on the other side, more fun, we have this glass section that looks down to the lower level. And again, it's all about bringing the natural light from one floor to another. And that's why they have this glass section. Now, Cody, why don't you come up with me so we can check out the upper section of the main level. To our right, we have the powder room. And of course, we're going in there. I'm covering all the details. Look at this stone wall design. We have a skylight on the back that is on a motorized window. And then we have this really cool mid-century floating glass sink. And this is that picture window that we just talked about.
Very cool.
So fun.
And the light,
so fun.
Just in this bathroom.
Yeah, like they have lights throughout obviously, and we have them on right now, but the property gets phenomenal natural light and it ties to its ethos. It's all about having organic natural materials. It's very heavily focused on craftsmanship. It's like you get to really experience the textures and it finishes in this house as you live in it.
100%.
Now, welcome to the media room / family room. Arguably one of the coolest spaces in the entire house. This really cool seating with boucle fabric. And then on the back, we have the built-in planter with all these succulents. You have glass walls bringing natural light. And Cody, I'm gonna push you back a little bit. We have an olive tree here. And do you see the outline over on this side?
Yeah.
So that's a panel that slides out so you can water the olive tree, or
Very
you can
cool.
simply take out the plant.
Very cool.
It's such a nice touch.
I also want to say, I know that we can't do like 4D videos and you guys can smell what's going on, but it smells so good in here.
I mean, between the ocean and all the woodwork, you know, it's like,
and
it's very natural.
This plant next to me too.
Yeah.
Like, it's very earthy. Like it's like we're almost in a greenhouse, but it's also a living space.
And these LVL beams, we've been seeing them throughout the tour so far. I have a special love for LVLs because they basically take stacks of wood glued to each other, and then through steam and pressure, they bend these beams to create unique shapes. And that's why we've been seeing these sloped roof lines throughout the property. They accomplish that with these LVLs. And again, why wouldn't you want to bring nature more into your home and have more of an organic feel? In fact, the built-ins, this little workstation here is so fun. That's a sliding window.
Oh,
that entire thing opens up. This is why I find this house so inspirational. Can you imagine coming up here with your coffee, opening that up? We also have a beautiful view of the ocean to our right, and just getting some work done here. Watching TV, hanging out with your friends. This frame here with the ocean and all the way to the PCH is fantastic. And then going this way, we have more built-ins on this side, and this wood wall is so cool with its intricate details. These open shelves, floating shelves, LED lighting, mood lighting. And if that wasn't enough, they also placed this really cool sink here. I mean, it is such an interesting fabrication. This is all copper with a glass front. It's just fun. And Cody, can you back up for a second?
Yep.
We also have the TV here with a sound bar, additional bookshelves, your sectional couch, your travertine coffee table with, I guess technically additional side tables. I am just picking up more details as we look. This is like the most interesting tour. I feel like I'm seeing more details that are nicely recessed in. And in fact, one of the coolest details is right behind me. Do you see those little openings?
Yeah.
They hid all the vents behind the wood paneling.
Smart.
Just so they can keep this minimalist, warm aesthetic. And this is why this house is so fun. All right, follow me this way. We have another bedroom suite on this level. The full-size bed to our left, some open shelving, great natural light coming in. Again, talking about intentionality, look at that picture window. So even from this room, you can see the ocean. And in case you're wondering where we are right above the kitchen right now. And then you have these two massive windows above us, bringing even more natural light, as if this room wasn't bright enough with the high ceilings. Again, your floating shelves, gotta be one of the coolest mirrors I've ever seen in my life.
It really is.
Super nice. And then we have more windows here with a picture frame in the center, casements on the side. The millwork looks great. Again, these were all designed custom for this property. Such a cozy, fun room that is facing the front of the home. Now, let's go this way. Of course, we gotta cover the bathroom. This same cypress paneling is also here. And again, talking about merging materials. They brought the wood into the stone. You have your tub here, great ceiling height, skylight above us, this really quirky glass sink. I mean, what a fun property. I hope we're not overly covering details in this tour, but it's hard for us not to, because I just feel like it is such a creative property and the people that built it really care for it. And with that, we're done with the main level. Let's go downstairs so we can continue. When you're building a home, you get to design the spaces to your liking, which is exciting. And obviously you want to hit the functionalities and you want to be up to code. But beyond that, it's up to your creativity to design each one of these rooms or sections. Now we have a staircase here that connects the main floor landing to the lower level. And what's the fun in designing a boring staircase when you can have a design like this? Look at these floating steps, how each one of the planks are layered, and how the staircase actually continues as floating shelving, and the railing design here. In fact, Cody, let's get a close up. How each one of these pieces are connected to each other. You have the main slabs, then you have the metal bars, and then you have this metal bar here connecting each one of these elements together, your wooden dowels, and then you have the hardware here with 3 screws anchoring the entire railing design to this corner post. Again, it's all about intentionality and creativity in this house, and I just love it. I just think this is really funky and cool. Now, to my left, we have the hallway taking us to 2 more bedroom suites. We have the primary bedroom on this level. Technically, this home actually has 3 primary bedroom suites. We toured the first one early on next to the living room, and we have 2 more very generous bedroom suites on this level that we'll see in a second. Now, Cody, why don't we pan this way? This is the floating shelf design, or the library that we showcased earlier. And I want to take a moment to acknowledge each one of the books, sculptures, accessories in this space. They could have easily left it open and just stacked some books, but no, they have to space them perfectly and create even more intentionality. And I just think this looks so inspiring, cozy, creative. It's fun. And Cody, let's go this way. You also have the mood lighting, so I'm sure at night this section is going to look very moody. And then if that wasn't enough, you have this little corner, a little cozy reading nook. And to me, it's all about creating these moments within properties. The fact that they put the chairs here, additional accessories, you can see your front door, great ceiling height, all the wood paneling. I would love to sit down here and 100%. Read a book and drink my tea and keep the sliding glass door open so I can feel the natural air coming in. This is fun. Now, why don't we step outside so we can check out the lower level courtyard. This section faces the street, and look at the railing design there, all copper, and they look like the dowels that we've been talking about earlier. And then you have the deck flooring here, built-in seating, plants, it's super private, cozy, open on top obviously, and then we have a cold plunge here. And going around the corner, I'm gonna go inside and you can stay outside, Cody. Your own sauna. So you have the full experience here, your little mini spa, your outdoor space, cold plunge, sauna. It's the full experience because this property is right on the beach, and obviously around the corner we have an incredible surf spot. So you can really live that California dream lifestyle. Now, why don't we go back into the lower level? Same stone continues, and look at the transition here. You start seeing the small planks, and then you have the hardwood floors here, as if they want to blur the lines between the exterior and the interior by not just making the house seamless, but kind of merging these materials in an unconventional way.
It's very, very cool.
Yeah, super cool. Again, stacked stone here. And Cody, why don't you come this way? We have another cozy little workstation, built-in office. And I love these mid-century chairs, by the way. It's like really fun. But Cody, we need to get it close up. So the architect of this property, Vanos, these are his plans. And look how extensive these plans are. Obviously, building a home here in Malibu on the beach is not easy. And from the concrete caissons to roof lines, each one of the rooms and the layouts, all the way to the cabinetry, all the way to the railing designs and the steps, and how, like all the way to the finest details, it must have taken him months, if not years, to come up. That's the sink design right there.
Wow.
In the family room.
That's cool.
As part of the architectural design. This is wild, and this is really the reason why we do what we do and why we're so extensive with our tours, and why I take personally extreme pride in covering a lot of intricate details in these homes, because I know what it takes to build these properties, and it's so much work, dedication. It really requires serious commitment, and that's why a lot of times I'm overly enthusiastic, because I used to build homes. I used to remodel homes, and I've gotten my hands dirty as I've been through that season of my life, and I really appreciate craftsmanship, and that's why I wanted to showcase that. Now, Cody, why don't we pan this way? There's a staircase here that takes you to the side of the property, and then from there you can go to the lower section where we have the surf shack and access to the beach that we will see later. And going this way, we have a small hallway here. The door in front of me opens up to a full bathroom with a walk-in shower, and the door at the end opens up to a really cozy bedroom suite that also leads you to the side of the property. Now, let's go back to this section. Like I mentioned earlier, we have 2 bedroom suites here. This door actually opens up to the primary bedroom, but I want to take everybody this way. Now we're going to reverse the tour. Start from the bathroom, work our way to the bedroom. We have a door here that opens up to your water closet, and I love that we have the 2 open section on top for some ventilation. Now, going this way, we have the bathroom, and behind me is another fully glass enclosed walk-in shower with the same glass door detail that opens up to your open shelving. Super clever. And also, Cody, can we pan to the floors? They brought the stone into the hardwood floors.
Oh.
Such a nice detail.
That's cool.
That is cool. Your built-in tub, again, the same stained glass panels are also here. Additional open shelving. This house feels like a very well built sailboat, like a wooden sailboat.
There you go. That's a good correlation.
Yeah, between the walls, the floors, everything. And then over on this side, obviously we have the vanity with a floating countertop, your glass sink, recessed mirrors, and Cody. Over here, we have the bedroom that we're gonna check out in a second, but I want you to pan up to the ceiling design here. You see how the millwork continues all the way to the ceiling? Mm-hmm. And it's currently open, meaning we can hear the bedroom from here. There are no glass panels in those sections, but if you look carefully, you'll realize that the wood paneling and all those columns have recessed in sections.
Yeah.
You can place glass panels in there and create privacy. That way, you're only getting natural light into this room, not the sound as well.
Got it.
But what's nice, we can hear the ocean.
It's good optionality.
Absolutely. Now, follow me this way so we can check out the bedroom. Obviously, we have the king-size bed positioned right in the center, and I love the screen velvet bed frame. It contrasts so nicely against the white walls and all the wood tones that we have in this room. You have a small seating area here. Very good size room, and that's why we mentioned that we have technically 3 primary bedroom suites in this house. And of course, you have this massive opening, sliding glass doors, Pacific Ocean, and the fact that you can just start your day, get out of your bed, and walk 15 feet, and you're floating above the Pacific Ocean. And you can do that every single day. That's a privilege.
That's a dream.
That's a dream. And what a cozy space between the seating, the corner fireplace, same stone transition on the floors. Now, we have these exposed steel beams throughout the property. These are the structural elements that frame the entire envelope of this house. They tie down all the way to the caissons that we have below the house. And those caissons go down all the way to the bedrock. And that's how you get this structure to float above the ocean without any disruption. Now, Cody, let's walk outside. What a balcony And sorry if we pointed out the Pacific Ocean too much throughout the tour, but it's hard not to. And especially something about this particular beach and this house's proximity to the water. It's not super close, but it's not far either. And you have this constant, never-ending entertainment. And it's pretty amazing.
It really is. I kind of just want to like sit here for a second.
Exactly. It's not even like you have to have extravagant outdoor seating spaces, fire pits. No, I think there's a beauty in simplicity, especially with this house.
100%.
And that's why I'm like, Cody and I have been just walking out to the edge, just taking a look for a minute or two, and we keep going back inside. Like, that's good enough. That's plenty. All right, Cody, let's continue. I feel like we're gonna keep talking about the ocean. Now on the other side, we have the primary bedroom. And instead of taking the main entry hallway, we're just gonna go from the balcony to the space. It is the biggest bedroom suite in this house. You have this king size bed that is a little bit lower with this really cool headboard design. But I just love the expanse of this room. How you have this massive opening from the corner all the way to the left, and your hardwood floors. The way this house is interior design, curated with the carpets, textures, furnishings, as if you living by the ocean and being this close to nature is not enough. It happens to be a very architectural, mid-century modern home. And there's beauty in that. I almost feel like we see a lot of modern homes by the ocean, but this one with its finishes just creates an interesting juxtaposition, you know?
Yeah.
Ocean can be, I don't want to say terrifying, but it can be overwhelming a little bit. We're sitting right on the Pacific Ocean right now.
Yep.
But as soon as you pull in, you're so welcome and you're so protected in this house. That's what I think I really like. And it's almost creates a different feel than some of the other homes that we toured in Malibu.
100%. And I think the intentionality from the architect by putting so much wood tones and earthy materials helps kind of counteract the vastness of the blue ocean right in front of you.
It's a unique experience. Obviously, we've been coming to Malibu for years now. There's something about this city, its proximity to LA, and this coastline, it just hits you different.
Yeah.
And I feel like this home is doing a very cool and different job of capitalizing on these qualities and really giving you a one-of-a-kind experience.
Definitely. Hits all the right notes.
It does. Now, we've been talking about this detail. The top section is open. But again, you can place your glass panels. Also, I want to mention this room technically connects to the room next door if you want to. Let me step this way for a second. So you can kind of have the extension of your family there, or you can simply close it and treat this as a standalone primary bedroom. Of course, you also have your fireplace, little seating area. And again, you wake up in the morning, have your espresso, just sit down here, enjoy this view. I mean, you made it in life. Like, seriously, what else do you need? Just enjoy this.
It doesn't get much better.
It doesn't. All right, enough for the primary bedroom. Let's take everybody to the back so we can tour the bathroom. Obviously, we have the wood panel doors, built-in tub with a stone surround. And I really like the rain head here and how they have the attachment that ties it to the ceiling. Because it cantilevers over, it can sag over time.
Yeah.
So they wanted to make sure that it stays level. Beautiful wood paneling. Your toilet on this side. And Cody, why don't we pan this way? We have the vanity here, again with a wood and a stone countertop, glass sink, recessed mirror. And to my left, we have the walk-in closet. I mean, this is a beautiful home. I love that these two levels that we just toured seamlessly open up to the outdoors. And I feel like the interior of this home makes it too effortless for you to understand and appreciate what it takes for this property to be standing on this beach. And that's why I want to take you below to the beach level so we can look back and see this incredible structure. Now let's go check out the beach. But before we get down there, let me show you this space. Welcome to the surf shack. That's right, below the house, we have this really cool space where you can store your surfboards, kayaks, wetsuits. It's fun and it creates a nice separation between the beach and the house. And gets better, they have an outdoor shower here really cool contraption, and I am afraid to pull this lever. I feel like I'm gonna get blasted with water. But also, look at the opening here. Your waves, the beach access. Let's go down there. Now, what does it take to secure a property like this to the beach? These massive concrete caissons are doing all the work. These concrete columns go down all the way to the bedrock, and that's how you create a separation between the structure and the ocean. So no matter how big these waves get, no matter what kind of a strong current you have, your house is nice and safe because these columns are basically connected to the earth. And it's a very immersive experience to just walk down from the lower level of your property straight to the beach and get close to the waves, hear the ocean, enjoy the beautiful California coastline, and we have amazing properties around us. Such a cool scene, and there you go. We have the house right above us, all these cantilevering balconies, indoor-outdoor flow. Cody, can you watch out? Because there you go, waves are coming up to us. It's been an amazing day, and there's only one thing left for us to do, and that is to see the property at dusk. It's true, living on the ocean's edge can feel overwhelming and even isolating at times. But this home turns that challenge into something really, really special. The golden tones of the cypress, the natural stones, the craftsmanship, they all create a warmth that balances the endless blue outside. And when the night falls, this property is filled with this natural light, contrasting powerfully against the ocean. Now, it's been an epic day touring this property, appreciating, enjoying, and observing its details, and I hope you enjoyed this episode as well. I want to give big thanks to the listing agents, Alina and Chris, for making the tour possible. And as always, we will have more information about this property in the description of this video, and we'll see you guys on the next one.